Well, I was gonna wait till reset to see if anything popped up for this 1.5.13, but then I checked and there's an edit on there saying that if everything goes right, or if nothing goes wrong, this update will drop somewhere between the 12th and the 18th. I still believe that we're gonna be seeing the fishing event on Monday, or Sunday for me, given that it's nothing new, we've seen it before. I don't think that was actually needed to get thrown in there. So hopefully we see that, hopefully you got some gems set aside, and hopefully the rewards are good. But let's talk about these patch notes. First one being the Grand Abyss event. This will be the new game mode that's going to be popping up, and this will be Season 1. This will last for 2 months, and there will be 100 floors. Further you get into it, the floors are going to get harder, and the rewards, I guess, are going to be kind of nice. In this mode, all the skills are going to be completely different. You can slot up to 5 of these hero skills, and you'll be able to upgrade them as you go through. Pretty sure these are the images that I showed yesterday. We'll pop them back up on the screen again, and a successful run of one of these floors here will go and give gems, but not the gems you're thinking of. Pretty sure they're referring to the jewels for the new jewel socket system. If you remember a while back, they said that this is going to be no advantage to the pay-to-win players in the fact that they won't be able to buy packs. Clearly, they're going to have a better chance of being stronger, but there won't be anything like going in and being able to say, hey, I want to buy this $100 thing and get this legendary jewel. Now, as far as the Divine Forge system, you can now go and take any piece of gear that's at Epic or above, go and divinely forge it, and now you'll unlock a gem socket for that piece of gear. And it sounds like we can have 5 of these slots for each piece of gear. Now, I don't know if this is going to be specific to, let's say, a Sky Splitter, and then you go to put a Whisper on, you need to do it all over again, or if it's actually just going to be attached to that weapon slot. So in other words, you don't have to go and have tons of these things if you're switching between weapons. As far as the Divine Forging materials, there's Divine Forge Steel and Divine Forge Cube, and it sounds like you can get this by dismantling equipment. I'm hoping that this is just kind of a bad translation. They're not actually talking about the gear, but maybe they're talking about dismantling these jewels. Either way, if it is the gear, I've got a whole bunch of star staffs just waiting to get tossed in there to see what I can turn it into. So slotting these jewels will give special effects or boost to your gear itself, and it sounds like there's 7 different rarities, with Immortal being the highest. Depending on what type of jewels you unlock, they'll get slotted into one of 4 categories, which is going to be weapons, clothing, rings, and amulets. As far as the fusing of these jewels, it sounds like we're going to need to get 5 of the same rarity, which is kind of a plus that they don't have to be exact copies of each other, but 5 of them will go and take it up to that next rarity. And then when you finally get them to legendary, you can go and dismantle them to go and re-roll some of the stats on the ones that you actually like. We are also getting those presets that I talked about yesterday, so that's going to be a nice feature. Not certain how that's going to work or where we're going to find it, but that'll hopefully speed up the process if you want to switch between gears or builds. But the last thing that was mentioned in here is now the Dungeon Dive is getting a skip button if you've made it past floor 200. I don't know how I feel about this. I think that once you get past round 1 on it, you have a little bit of a better chance of building yourself. So I don't really know how this is going to implement the best skills for you. So I might still play this myself unless I'm kind of crunched on time. But that's what we know so far, and just like every other patch note out there, there's always a chance that there's a translation error in here, so don't get angry, don't get happy until you actually see it load up in the game menu. But if you want to know 4 things I wish I could go back and change to make my account even better, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.